What's going on, Shonen fans? It is Corey from SuperKamiGuru9000, and welcome to my review of Naruto Shippuden, episode 280. Shonen gods have delivered unto us a filler which we can feast upon and raise our drinks to the sky, saying, "Thank you, awesome filler! You are good." In all semi-seriousness, this was a really great filler. It didn't really add much at all, but it did give us a great chance to get a little bit more insight into Deidara's mind, and to get to see what he does all the time. And I like Deidara. I think he's a really cool character. He was one of my favorite members of Akatsuki, and this is basically the whole episode is he just escapes, and he just wants to get revenge and blow everybody up. What's cool about this episode is he's busted out by Zetsu, and this Zetsu is wearing samurai armor. What I think is funny, when he's actually trying to break him out with this sword, he actually gets snuck up on by this other samurai, Okisuke, and he taps him on the shoulder, and Zetsu just immediately turns around in this like really cartoony fashion. And Kuratsuchi is there too, and this is really interesting because it's been hinted at in the past that she had some sort of past with Deidara, that they were friends or something, and it is confirmed in this episode that she is friends with him, and that's pretty much as far as it goes. Unfortunately, they don't delve any more into that. I was kind of hoping they would delve a little bit more, but still, pretty cool to see that. Deidara and Zetsu finally escape, and they make their way through the forest, and Deidara has to find himself some clay. Luckily, Zetsu is able to go through the ground and find that stuff, so boom, they're able to find it. Deidara's weakness is lightning, so they have to find someone who has that in their teams, and unfortunately there's only one guy who can really only channel it into his kunai, and they eventually run into Deidara again, and he tries to get him with this, but it's just not strong enough yet, and eventually Deidara just blows things up even more, and then they make another escape. Best part of the episode, though, the one that had me guessing the whole time, and of course it did have some sort of twist, was that eventually there's this really cool scene where Deidara is hanging out by this lake, and all of a sudden Sasuke is just standing right in the middle of it, and Deidara is already, super pissed because he just hates Sasuke. He hates the Uchiha in general. I mean, really, who can blame him? Sasuke berates him a little bit and then starts to run away, and Deidara starts to run after him. Zetsu gets hilariously beaten down by some of the other Shinobi Alliance ninja. Deidara finally runs into Sasuke where he sees him standing in front of a moon, and he's sort of awed by the presence. I guess it's because he's an artist. It's kind of a weird scene, to be honest. But really, we actually get to see the twist here. Sasuke is actually Kuratsuchi, and this was all a plan. All of a sudden, we see Mifune coming out and being just such a badass. What I think is really funny about this is because he's being more of a badass here than he was in his signature episode, and this one is a filler. But still, it's really awesome. He actually gets to run up on Deidara, and he stabs him with his sword, and it's actually imbued with lightning. And that's because he's wearing this weird cell on his back that's actually literally hooked up to the sword. So that's pretty awesome. That's some ninja-nuity right there, even though he's a samurai. It was cool. That's really the point here. And Deidara is pretty much screwed at this point, and he gets captured again. Unfortunately, this is pretty much the end of the episode, but you know what? It was a really fun ride. There were a lot of things that I skimmed over in this episode. You guys need to check them out for yourself, though, because there's a lot of little funny moments. There's a lot of really cool action. For being a filler episode, the animation this week was superb. It wasn't, incredible, but it was really good. A lot better than some of the other stuff I've seen so far. And while I've been reading this arc in the manga, I've always been sort of hoping they would throw these type of chapters in, because it expands on some of the characters and lets us get to know them a little bit more, and it gives us a chance to sort of relive some of our other favorite characters, so I really enjoyed that aspect. But I really hope that the continuing war arc is going to have some more fillers like this. Fortunately, next week it doesn't look like it's going to be the case. There is going to be another filler next week, and it looks like it's going to be all about the Konoha moms. Yes, it looks like we're going to be going away from this war, and we're going to be going back to Konoha to hang out with Konohamaru and everybody's mom. Sounds real fun. This was a filler that I really enjoyed. This is actually one of my favorite episodes of the war so far, and I didn't expect it to be this good. Like I said, it didn't really amount to much, but it was still a really entertaining watch, and the animation was really solid. So I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. I really like this one a lot. You guys need to check it out if you're fans of the series. Alright guys, how did you feel about Deidara escaping and blowing shit up in this episode? You can let me know with your comments below. Remember guys, as always, if you like this video, make sure and give it a thumbs up. That concludes this review today. SuperKamiGuru9000, out.